aDrive is scamming the Pokemon community.
Hooray! Another drama for clicks and ad revenue smear campaign. Let's see what's inside. First of all, little man, you start this very smear campaign by running 2 fucking ads at the very beginning of it. That alone defeats your narrative of someone scamming anyone when you're profiting off of yet another smear campaign on a big PokeTuber name. You gotta love how someone puts a PSA out there to save the Pokemon community from devastation by uniting any and all idiots within their cuck nation. So if you truly give a shit about anyone Verlisify, then why are you looking out for your own pockets? That was Exhibit A. Here's Exhibit B, and I am not talking about yet another stock disabled rating aside from maybe 5 comments like this one where he has no argument as usual. You're guaranteed to see 99.9% of a Verlisify cuck echo chamber in the comments. Jordan, there's much more to him publishing this shit post after any and all kinds of facts he did not spit. So what else did he get wrong aside from the number of packs in a box? Well, the dumb fuck could not even get the pricing right. It's 50k, not 30k. Pulsar tells him that it's literally in the video title. And what's his deflection?
aDrive bad.
The packs are coming from a sealed box, which guarantees that the cards will not be weighted. And you know the funny thing about all this? Well, surprisingly, Verlisify doesn't know a fucking thing about what he's talking about whatsoever.
It's overcharging regardless and using his way as an influencer to do it. Not okay.
Because that's what Verlisify does and cultivates in his cucks. Fear and hate mongering. Everybody's bad and irredeemable. They're always up to no good, and somehow it affects him because in the PokeTubing community, he's not even in last place when it comes to the YouTube algorithm. This super piece Verlisify cuck wrote an entire fucking novel believing everything their daddy told them. No fact checking, no questioning anything, especially not their master, and no thinking for themselves. A typical Verlisify cuck in its brainlet form. Also, Verlisify mentions sources. Well, if I had a bunch of cocksuckers as sources, I wouldn't brag in any kind of way pretending that they're any kind of trustable. Of course there's going to be bias. This is what Pulsar must have meant. You gotta love how he tries to one up every single one of those PokeTubers as well. But he doesn't join bandwagons. He's not trendy, ladies and gents. But this is his sorry ass contribution to the TCG hype, featuring his vintage Pokemon TCG collection. Oh, and you see these 2 comments here about Idiot Jordan? Well, they're gone. You see the super piece Verlisify cuck? Well, here's Jordan. Here's Pulsar as well, who corrected him on his misinformation. He is actively deleting comments correcting his bullshit. Yet aDrive and everyone else is the fraud. And finally, here's that Verlisify cuck super piece. So let me get this right. So far, he predictably monetizes yet another drama for clicks and ad revenue smear campaign. And he also classically and predictably deletes any and all comments that don't mesh with his brain dead echo chamber. And look at this, guys. Pimp Night bonus video. Pimp Night is a terrible liar part 2. Pimp Night is a terrible liar. Hacker exposed. Pimp Night uses hacked Pokemon. Pimp Night debunked. Pimp Night is dislike biting my videos. Pimp Night might actually be like biting his videos. You can't make this shit up unless you're Verlisify, of course. Finally putting an end to PokeTips' lies and slander against him. Another Pokemon World Champion called cheating. Wolfglick uses illegal Pokemon. Cerebi incites harassment against me.
This shiny Max Ray battle video's a lie. Look who's in the thumbnail. That's Austin John. Mommy, make all of the fraud stop because it's always everyone else but me.
This motherfucker doesn't have any knowledge of the TCG market. What he did was look up a bunch of shit on the internet at face value, got his manhood steamrolled yet again. Everyone's scamming someone because when it comes to selling anything online and you're not the retailer, you're of course a scammer. He took aDrive's name because, oh my gosh, another popular PokeTuber is outdoing him on YouTube. And of course he once again ran with that narrative. He doesn't even understand how third-party markets even work. That's just like running to eBay, Amazon, Craigslist, anywhere for that matter that sells anything and crying about someone price gouging because they own something that they're well within their rights to price whatever way they damn well please. But let's take aDrive's name because he's a PokeTuber and someone that I invented beef with along with many others in the past, and spinning the narrative of him trying to scam everyone. On top of not getting aDrive's side of the story, because of course we take everything at face value to fear and hate monger, not to mention demonize people, but he's the good guy of course. Let's just pretend that because aDrive is doing it, it's a problem. Not Logan Paul, who's also doing the same thing. Hold up. We got people stalking him, and we didn't mention this line here, which can also be found on his Twitter. You also don't need to worry about weighted packs, scams, reseals, etc., since it's all coming from a sealed box and all done with multiple cameras on the product. No, that's not enough. You gotta prove it to a bitter loser who has it in for everyone in the PokeTubing community that is, quite frankly, curb stomping his ass on YouTube. They get more views, so they're a threat. That's literally Verlisify's invented beef with every single one of them. And this proves that he doesn't understand the third-party market whatsoever. What's a reputable seller? Logan Paul? Or are we gonna just use influencers just to demonize them and pretend that they're any different from anyone selling the same thing? And at the end of the video, he cries like a little bitch about shit in the past that he invented himself as well. Big surprise there.
aDrive stole something from me because content on the internet that doesn't have a patent and isn't my own creation is something that people can steal from me.
I mean, after all, just because you have an idea doesn't mean it belongs to you, right? And that idea, ladies and gents, is this shit that happened way back in 2018. He's crying over some old ass Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee shit he swears he had exclusive rights to. Crimson Seabad tells Verlisify that he can't believe that aDrive credited him in the description of that particular video. What a jerk. Yeah, I love my sarcasm too. And that's still not enough, because with Verlisify it's never enough. You gotta demonize people and condemn them to hell. You gotta counsel them, which is ironic considering who's truly counseling who here. 7 years in the making. Which means aDrive did give him credit, but it wasn't the credit he wanted. Talk about an entitled brat, Verlisify. So because aDrive only credited him in the description of that video, his small PP went brrr yet again. He didn't get the validation. But wait, what's this? It turns out Verlisify wasn't the originator of that particular information. He tells this Annabella chick to delete the tweet so no one else snipes the info. It would be very appreciated. So he's crying about someone stealing something from him that he never owned, but he tells his source he actually got the information from to delete the tweet so he can get full credit and finally be validated. It's easy to see that Verlisify is once again fishing for relevance, and this is yet another example of what Verlisify is: a narcissistic inferiority complex that is the epitome of bitterness, misery, mental illness, delusions of grandeur, and insecurity. If this motherfucker does not live in a world that revolves around him, well, this explains why this is the crux of his content. And it looks like some of his cucks got loose and decided that they wanted to start harassing aDrive in his latest upload.
aDrive, please stop scamming, okay? Why are you scamming people? Unsubbed! You guys still watching his vids after he scammed his fans? Shake my head, shame on you.
And I think that's all you need to know about who is truly the rotten one, along with his brain dead cuck community. Support Austin John Plays in Cyber Productions.
Support absolutely neither of them.
Yep, here we go again, crying about the YouTube algorithm burning Verlisify but awarding everyone else, so they have to be frauds, right?
I hate this guy so much I had to unsub from aDrive.
Here we go, guys.
Personally, I believe Logan Paul's interest in Pokemon cards is real.
Wasn't Logan Paul the guy that people constantly memed on and despised, and now he's redeemed somehow? But yet, it's okay for Logan Paul, who's doing the same thing, to do it, but not aDrive because Verlisify says so, and Verlisify is reigniting yet another invented beef with someone else in the PokeTubing community that gets more views than he does? Alright then.
His G Fuel tastes bad too.
Very mature. Verlisify can relate to that, and he's so insecure that he talks shit about G Fuel, but yet doesn't mention him losing that sponsorship.
Let's boycott.
This is council culture in a nutshell. These Karen SJW bitches will only do this because this is the the only end game Verlisify will ever have. That's why in a typical Verlisify video, comments, views, and ratings go brrrr. Now let's apply that Verlisify logic to the genius that's spouting it, because ladies and gents, if you cannot apply your own rhetoric to yourself and come out clean, not that he has any kind of self-awareness whatsoever, you do best shutting the fuck up to avoid making yourself look like the hypocritical jackass that you are. But that stopped Verlisify. So by his logic, you're scamming someone because you're a third party in a market with no real rules when it comes to pricing. That's the crux of his argument in this video, by the way. Well, Verlisify, you got a lot of supportive links here. Become a member of the Verlisify YouTube channel. Why? What makes you special? What makes you think you're entitled to money? And remember, we're using Verlisify logic here, which is some of the dumbest shit you'll ever find on the internet, by the way. So for $2 whole, by the way, it's a recurring payment, you get loyalty badges. Ooh, emojis. This is totally worth $2. Some shit that you can doodle in MS Paint. Don't you get those things for free on your phone? Oh yeah, you also get exclusive members only videos, extra content for his most dedicated cucks, a members only live stream, and they get to play games together. You know how you can go online or play games locally with someone? You have to pay an additional $2 just to do it with Verlisify because somehow he's that special. He's special, alright, but that's all you get. Okay, what about this one? Join the Verlisify Discord. Let's see. I find it sus when you're backing a free Discord server by default with a Patreon. Ooh, and they're even membership levels. So for $1 whole, you get an absolutely generic thanks. Well, at least he's polite about it. But for $2 more, you get allowed into his private Discord server. Verlisify, is that the ground zero for your sources in that
aDrive is scamming the Pokemon community
video? What about $5? For some reason, this exists because it existed before he offered any perks, so there's no reason for this tier. But he'll appreciate if you donate $5 anyway. What does that smell like? Scam. And finally, the OP patron. Classic creative Verlisify naming conventions. For $25 whole, you gain access to the Discord server, voice chat, and your name in the description of every video uploaded during your pledges. And just one battle during a live stream. You only have to pay $3 to join your paid and private Discord server, but all you're additionally getting is voice chat and your name in the description of his videos. Because surely for $25 fucking you have to be the most insecure motherfucker to feel validated by such a fucking scam. Again, is he really that special to make the voice chat worth $25? You already have Discord access in the $3 here, and you just get your name in every single one of his videos because he certainly has Queen Elizabeth levels of clout. And that's it. You get one battle during a live stream? If this isn't the most egotistical scam I've ever seen. But the night is still young. If you're gonna bitch and moan about someone scamming someone, check yourself first, but of course you have to have self-awareness to begin with, and that just isn't Verlisify. The guy felt threatened once again in his clip over another PokeTuber who gets more views than he does because he's doing something else that's more profitable than his entire channel, and he doesn't even understand the market that he claims the guy is scamming people out of. But yet he has a Patreon with 4 tiers that offer nothing of value that you can't get anywhere else on the internet for free. Ooh, emojis, you're entitled to $2 every single month Discord server access, a tier that shouldn't even exist whatsoever because it's literally the same as the cheaper one, voice chat, your name in every one of his videos, and one battle, Pokemon battle, ooh, that you surely can't initiate with anyone else in the Pokemon community. And aside from the donations you do get in live streams, whether it's Twitch or YouTube Verlisify, remember the time when you scammed your dumbass cucks over a $1,000 vet bill that you claimed you had no problems paying for a dear old Leica? You even did a poll on it, but you went ahead and did the stream, and look, you got the cucks that you're scamming to support your dumbass because of course, just like the people you're claiming to give a fuck about that you claim aDrive is scamming, your cucks don't have any problem blindly supporting you because they are accountable for their own actions as well. And more proof of his reruns is in a tweet from October 2018 where he's crying the same shit about everyone else being bad because he has no self-awareness whatsoever. So if everyone else is bad and aDrive scams people along with everyone else you claim does mean old things because they're taking your clout, internet points, and views from you concerning Pokemon content, well kiddo, you invented every mean old thing you, without that very self-awareness, claim everyone else is guilty of instead.